Buy or sell Dynasty off-season edition, and today we have Cam Akers. We were all geared up for a 2021 season, and then
you were the chosen one.
then he tears his Achilles in preseason. Let's look at his 2020 stats. Finishes RB 45, 145 attempts, 625 yards on the ground, 3 total touchdowns. Was using the air a little bit, only 123 yards in the air. He did miss 4 games. But Zach, I mean, he was a chosen one, like you said. Are you buying or selling Cam Akers?
I think this take from me is probably going to be controversial. I think most people are watching him in the playoffs and saying, he's back. I'm buying. Me, I'm selling Cam Akers, guys. I'm selling.
Boy.
And it's not that I don't like Cam Akers, because I do like him and I do like the talent. I loved him at Florida State. But look, I am just avoiding the type of injury that he sustained. That's not the type of injury I want to believe in a player, unfortunately. There's some pros. Look, he's 22 years old, freak athlete, and a very good offense. But I have real reasons to worry. The Achilles tear, when you talk about bad NFL injuries, this is like right at the top of the list. You would actually prefer to have a torn ACL, because we have seen so many people recover from that, than a torn Achilles, especially for a running back. This is the worst injury that he could have sustained. I mean, if you look at the history of the NFL, we've actually never seen a running back come back to elite form after a torn Achilles tear, after a torn Achilles. You know, we have seen some players recover well, like Demaryius Thomas, Terrell Suggs, but it's really rare for a player to return to form after this type of injury. I mean, the Achilles is so important for a running back. You think about it. I mean, they're cutting a lot. They're trying to do explosive moves. And that Achilles, they're putting so much pressure on it. And if it's not something that they can sustain long term, they are likely to have more leg injuries in the future. So I am taking a risk aversion approach. Let's look at running backs who have torn their Achilles. Okay. Deontay Foreman was a massive talent out of Houston. I don't know if you guys were in Dynasty at this point, but everyone was hyped on Deontay Foreman. This guy was a big talent. Then you look at Marlon Mack. I mean, both of these guys, after they tore their Achilles, they weren't the same player, and they lost some explosiveness. So as much as I want to believe that Cam Akers can come back and produce elite numbers for like 3 to 5 years, I'm selling because I want to avoid that risk. I am playing a risk aversion strategy. So I tend to go with history when it comes to these kind of injuries.
Look, I completely understand, and I'll tell you my take here. If I'm buying or selling, I'm actually buying Cam Akers. He is a guy that I was extremely, all in when he came into his rookie season. I had a lot of stock of him. Obviously, he tears his Achilles, and then it kind of goes down. I think you should take advantage, in my personal opinion. There's no one in history that tears their Achilles in the same year. Obviously, it was in preseason, so we didn't see much of him anyway. And then comes in at the end of the season, and we can see him in playoffs actually perform. In the Cardinals game,
I'm almost a little bit worried. Just jump in there. I'm worried that if he keeps performing well, the price is just gonna go up. Yeah,
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You need to take advantage now. People aren't seeing it. People don't know. So if you can get him now and be like, hey, we see him, but you can kind of tell that, well, he didn't really do too well. He had 14 carries for 55 yards. That's technically not the best, but when he is in space, he's amazing. You can see him cutting. You can see him, digging and getting his foot into the ground, and that's what you want from a person, especially when a torn Achilles. And I know you mentioned, because I looked it up too, running backs that kind of came from there. Deontay Foreman, he was an amazing talent, but I don't think he was nowhere near as talented as Cam Akers, in my personal opinion.
He wasn't the same talent for sure, but there was a lot of hype.
100%. Same thing with Marlon Mack. I think Cam Akers every situation is different, just like every ACL tear, every broken bone, every torn Achilles is all different. And for him to see that, I mean, if you even watch the Sunday night or the playoff game, they had a little piece of him. It was like he was doing things in advance, months before that he should have been doing it. So I think that's what really puts it into rest for me, because I've actually seen it. It's really rare to see that. And look, my personal question is, not my personal question, but my advice to you is to just take advantage. He's talented. We can see it, and we see him on the field after he tore that Achilles in the same year. I think it's fantastic, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, the age is going for him. If you do want to buy Cam Akers, use everything that I just said to to push to the owner to sell to you. Obviously do it in a respectful way. Look, I can't bet against history here. I know science and, medicine has come a long way. I think there is a chance that Cam Akers has a successful career, but I feel like the analytics are against him with this type of injury.
Right. Okay.
That being said, if I am selling Cam Akers, personally, I'm actually going to try and go for a 2023 first, an early 2023 first. That's what I would prefer to get. Otherwise, I do think that you can get like a top 4 pick in this year's draft. You should be able to pull that off.
Right.
So that's what I would be looking to get for him. But also, I just wanted to throw this out there because you might be able to trade Akers for a player that's already in the league. Right. Here's some players I would prefer over Akers at this point. Number 1, J.K. Dobbins. 2, Travis Etienne. 3, Josh Jacobs, Elijah Mitchell, David Montgomery. These are all guys that I think you could get a deal done with Akers, and you might be able to get some draft picks as well with these guys in return on your way back, because a lot of people are high on Akers right now because of what we're seeing in the playoffs. What about you? What's a fair price in your opinion?
Look,
you're trying to buy Akers, so what are you going to give to get him?
I'll give a first because I believe in his talent. I believe that he can come back, and we saw that. I'm taking no less than a first in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Look, for me, I think he's more valuable. Like all those guys that you name, he's a lot more valuable than them. And I don't think there's anyone in this draft that's going to come in that can really be equivalent to Cam Akers. So yeah, maybe a 2023 first around there. I remember when Cam Akers, just so you guys know, when Cam Akers first got injured, I already had 2-3 offers of a second and third round pick. They were trying to get him low because people believe that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you did that
at that point.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you did that.
No, I didn't. I sent you offers for JK, but not
right. For JK. Right. Well, you said you'll have Cam Akers over JK.
No, I just said I would have JK over Cam. That's why I sent you an offer for JK.
Right. Okay. Yeah, get Cam Akers. I love the guy. I think he's going to come back strong.
Hey, guys, let us know in the comments if you're buying or selling Akers. And if you have any trade offers or any questions, just let us know.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/Fantasyland Fam.